we still have amongst us the Honourable Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Honourable Dayo Bush Alebiosu. And he's here for a particular purpose. Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you would like.
His father was my father's best friend.
Oh,
no wonder I said sis and you. No wonder.
Okay, but we still have questions for him. And the main question, first of all, is that the flash floods. So far, after every rainfall, we're stuck in traffic because we have floods everywhere. We've seen the videos all around Lagos where people are stuck in their homes, cars submerged. And, you know, we say the Lagoon that has been a source of pride and livelihood for many Nigerians seems to be causing problems now. What is happening and how is your ministry handling this?
Well, the first thing we need to realize or look at is you find out that the floods happen at particular times of the year. It's not like they run from January through December. And when you look at those periods, you discover that it usually happens around the summer or towards the end of summer, the beginning of summer. It's during that period where all that snow that melts there, where do we think it comes? It comes down this way. And it's also happening, which increases the water levels. This is also a period when we have our rainy season. And quite a lot of the issues that cause these are man-made issues. They're not issues, they're not acts of God. When one of the most, how do I put it, criticized commissioners we have there is Tokunbo Ahab, because he has a good understanding of doing what he needs to do. And sometimes when you get back indoors, you feel nobody enjoys destroying things. But you have to look at the options you have on the table, what cards you have, and what cards you need to play to sort the problem. There's a saying that says that over a long time, cars keep falling off the bridge, and they keep placing. They decided to station an ambulance there until somebody said, do you think putting an ambulance there is what will resolve the problem? Or going up to find out why cars are flying off the bridge? So those are the questions we need to ask ourselves. There are a lot of illegal extensions, works going on out there. There are a lot of illegal reclamation works going out there. For God's sakes, I haven't seen any other place where they reclaim at this rate. And when we reclaim, how does it serve the people as a whole? When you look at the Palm Jumeirah, when you look at Canary Wharf and several other places, you discover that Palm Jumeirah, the one that's like the palm tree, is nothing but reclamation works. But they decided to even make extra money for the country by turning it into a tourist attraction. Where people go there and want to see what it's like. And of course, when you insist on those things, you're usually not the most popular amongst people. I remember somebody had mentioned to me one day and said, well, they'd come to, a number of people were reporting, and I said, well, it's because I didn't compromise. Look at it this way, if I did compromise, would they have come to report me? And that was the end of the discussion. The most important thing is just getting to do what you need to do. It's a job. And it's a job you would account for at the end of the season, of the political season, because people would ask, we gave you a job, what did you do? How did you do it? And you must also learn to develop your human interaction with them, letting them know that I'm sorry, this is something I have to do. I feel for you, but it's something I have to do. You paint the bigger picture.
So, sorry, Obiajulu, this lack of compromise, because it will make you a very unpopular person when you don't compromise. How are you finding it? Because I saw a video yesterday of them knocking down a house. I was in an estate, the woman was crying. And, then I read the comments. A lot of people understood why they were knocking down the houses. It has taken a long time for it to get to that level, for people to understand why they're knocking down the houses. When you take some what we call bad decisions. For us, the decisions are bad but good decisions for the system, for the ecosystem. It makes you very unpopular. How are you dealing with that?
The first thing you need to, I pray to God every morning, is for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And what I do is I continuously engage them. I place all my cards on the table. I let them see what the issues are. We communicate. We identify the problems, and then we don't coerce. We don't coerce them. We sit at the table. A lot of people believe that the role of government is to create problems, but the role of government is to solve problems. And that's why we continuously engage them. We highlight those issues. This is what will happen if we do not do this. So it's important to communicate the intention. You see, people, there's a theory that says that if you're a known name, you attract people. People will follow you. If you know what you're doing, people will support you. If they trust your intentions, they will go with you. If they know you can deliver, then they flow with you. So you have to find a way to master those things. And when I say if you're a known name, there has to be somebody they can go report you to, in our culture. So you also have to understand the role of culture there. You have to understand the role of communication and also laying everything. Let them trust your intentions. Lay your intentions down, and eventually, you'd see, we went somewhere over the weekend, and it was nearly turned into some tribal. I let them know I wasn't interested in that. I identified the problem, which they saw. We showed them, I let them know that I had come there. That would be the third or fourth time in a year. And that, what did you expect would happen? This is the last visitation. I showed it. And at the end of the day, we got their cooperation. We got their understanding. So I think that's very important. Communication is.
So, Honorable, I know Lagos is developing very fast. Everybody wants to come to Lagos, basically. And because of the speed of development, sometimes government's eyes are not going to be able to be everywhere. Because why I'm asking this is sometimes we know that these people are building on the canals. They're building on the wrong places. And government allows them to finish the building and stay for years. And when you have conversation with some of these people, they will tell you that we have governor's consent, we have C of O, we have this, we have that. All the documents, which they have probably done a search in Alausa and all of that. And then it takes years for government to come to say, okay, this is on the wrong path. Do we have to wait till that moment to come after the building has been erected and stayed for so many years? Or is it possible that government identifies the areas where buildings are not supposed to be on, and as you are doing your search, because there are several people that respond to you when you are doing search and they come up with different things, you are going to be searching properly to see that you cannot build here, you cannot have any infrastructure here because this is a canal, this is where we plan to put this in many years to come, this and this and that, to make it easy so that people are not losing on both ends. They will come crying with their papers that we got governor's consent for this.
And sorry, to add to what she said, the people that give them the approval, why are they never punished?
Bam.
You see, we need to understand that, first of all, even amongst the disciples of Jesus, they had a Judas. And, in government, we need to understand that the first thing we should realize is that these are people before they're government workers. And there are processes and procedures in place. Even if I see that you built on a canal, you're already living there. I can't just come and knock it down. There are processes you must go through. That's number one. There are a number of, you have to serve them notices, X number of notices before it eventually gets to the point where you knock them down. Quite a number of people are given lengthy periods to respond, but I think they wish the problem away. Some sit down and admire the problem until when there's no other place to turn but to knock it down or to get it out of the way. I'll give you an instance. there's what you call flying of coordinates, where people will bring their surveys, put certain coordinates there, and by the time you get to the physical location, in Okwaja, for example, we got over 100 survey plans that claimed were located at particular places. When we traced the coordinates, it was bang in the middle of the Atlantic. So they're very clever, and they're gifted at what they do. And it's intentional. When they get caught, unfortunately, there would be victims. These are, they get approvals for those things. Even visas, you've seen cases where people secure visas and at the point of entry, they discovered that you told a lie. So, I mean, that nullifies. It makes the visas invalid. In the same way, in Okwaja, we went there was an encroachment. People who had been allocated land who had paid to government and all. And we found out that some locals had gone to sell them. By the time we got there, we had to take a decision from a humane point of view. And we took a decision and said, well, since in this particular case, since these buildings had gotten to this level, I would not want to demolish, I wouldn't want to bring them down, but we can find a way to accommodate them. You know, just play around, think the problems through. And we discovered that those that we had told people to stay away from, in under 3 months, they went there and built, challenged government. These are locations that belong to other people. And they kept referencing, oh, they let those people go. We didn't let them go. We discovered that they were also victims, and we wanted to reduce as much as possible the casualties. And then you begin to wonder, did I do wrong by taking this step? You'd always have people who would take undue advantage or unnecessary advantage of certain issues. And eventually then you knock them, they have to come down. But 9 out of 10 times, people don't get the opportunity of hearing both sides of the story. And that's why consistently we continue to put out issues.
Because your ministry is one that is at the heart of this, the issues we are talking about, flood and all of that.
That'll be drainage, environment, but
dredging.
we also dredging, yes.
Yeah, I live along the Irede Lagoon, and I hear the news whenever it's come from the island, the other side of Lagos, as opposed to that side. A lot of activities that would disrupt the aquatic life, taking down the mangrove, which is of course supposed to hold flood, all of those things. The kind of flood we experience every year increases where I live because of these activities. It's almost as if, I was talking earlier before you joined the show that we do not have our policing tight. We don't have our policing on the waterways. We don't have our policing on air. We just have our police on land because of the way we've treated them over the years. I see dredging.
Serious, but that area, Badagry.
But I see, heartbreaking amount of dredging. Uncaptured, unregulated, no activity whatsoever.
Well, it looks like government knows about it too.
Yes, it's on that side of town. And continuously, I also see buildings erupting right on the flood plains where, water is supposed to flow. Somebody will block it. Say they do a gutter this size, and the community will be facing each other. Petitions are lining up at the ministries in question, particularly the LASEPA, unattended to. I want to know what the synergy is like within these ministries. How is your ministry involved on that side of town? How much policing? Under the bridge in Maltu, that bridge, we used to turn from Festac into Old Ojo Road under the bridge. That has gone. Dredging has made sure that place is washed off. And even the whole, the pillars holding the bridge, you can practically see it's washed up, compromised already. And it seems unchecked. They go in, they do their businesses daily unchecked, right before the water. To
be honest with you, it's not a case of government knowing about it. We just have a number of unruly people. It's about money for them. On this same program and several other programs, I continue to engage people. Now, there's no place, there's no community It's not as if they do the dredging in Abuja and bring it here. It's happening bang in our communities.
Yes.
And you find out that there's no place where dredging goes on without some members of the community being involved or being aware of it. Now, we started to reach out a lot, and we discovered that people are actually beginning to, they're getting much more comfortable with us. They're giving us tip-offs, they're letting us, we can't be everywhere at the same time. And they don't joke. They're fully armed. So every time you're going out, you must be prepared. I've seen cases where they've attacked vehicles where you have no choice. You have to come down, you have to engage them, you have to let them know the implications of these issues. And eventually, we've been able, some have turned. We keep getting a lot of tip-offs. Oh, they're here, go there. But it's also unfortunate that sometimes by the time you're there, somebody somewhere would have also tipped them off. So when you're going out, you really want to conceal as much information as you can. We continue to arrest, we continue to prosecute. We arrested just on Saturday, we arrested about 7 people in total, I would say. Just to make sure they were detained, they're going to be charged. If they haven't been charged already, of course, we would leave that to the next ministry to take care of that. And we move on to the next thing. We were out about 3 weeks or a month ago with Mr. Governor. We were on water for a good period of time. And the entire EXCO team got to see firsthand some of the things that I had been reporting back to them. And of course, from the summit that we had, which was very successful, we've been able to get more partners who are willing to fight. Our phones haven't stopped ringing. This is happening here, this is happening. It's really changed a lot of things, and we really welcome those things.
Yeah.
You know.
Climate change is real.
Donald Trump says it's a hoax, so
well, but in Lagos, I'm sure we believe that is real. And, you know, and we see that the impact would be progressive. And I wonder what we are doing, your ministry as Lagos State, to sort of, you know, solve this ahead before it gets much worse than what we're already experiencing.
Okay, one of the things we're doing, it affects everybody. Climate change, global warming and all. We feel it on the waterfront, environment. I think MDGs is also involved. But one of the things we decided to do is to foster this very strong synergy. For example, we do not issue, physical planning does not grant planning permits any longer until they get clearance from us. You cannot apply to environment for EIA or Ministry of Transport for your TIA without applying through the Ministry
TIA?
of Waterfront. EIA is Environmental Impact Assessment, Drainage Clearance, and you also have the TIA, Transportation Impact Assessment. So what we do is we engage them. They were clever, you know, these guys were clever. They would come to this ministry, misinform them, go to the next one, misinform, until we decided that no, before any approval can be sought or gotten, we had to put certain things in. Now we handshake quite a number of them: environment, physical planning, Lands Bureau, Surveyor General's office, Ministry of Agriculture. And